And I said, you know, this is great because I'm debating Ann Northrup tomorrow night, and this has put me in a fighting mood. And we've been fighting ever since, and we're going to have to keep fighting. We've got incredibly powerful, wealthy interests in this country who want to keep this economy working for them and nobody else. And I don't know if any of you have heard any of this publicity, but there's been some pretty significant stories done recently about the Koch family. Koch family, eighth wealthiest family in the world. Wichita, Kansas. Nobody ever heard of them, except they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars financing things like the Tea Party rallies and all these other things who are trying to get people so agitated that they will discredit the president, his administration, and the Democratic Congress, who are trying to make this an economy that works for everybody and not just for them. And if we lay down, if we don't get out and get to the polls on November 2nd with every bit of energy we have, they win, we lose. They've won enough. In 2009, which was not a great year for many people I know, millionaires in this country had their net worth increase by 17%. That's millionaires. Anybody have that good a year in 2009? I don't think so. And yet the people who want to regain power in Congress, John Boehner, Mitch McConnell, that whole crew, what do they want to do? If they get back in control, they want to cut taxes for the very wealthiest Americans. They want to end Social Security, privatize it, cut Medicare, do all the things that eliminates the safety net for so many Americans. We're up against it, folks. We've been up against it. You've been up against it. God, if anybody's been up against it, you have been for the last decade or 15 years. Your standard of living hasn't risen, while the difference between the people who have everything and everybody else has gotten wider and wider and wider. I don't know if we can win this fight, but by God, I'm going to keep trying to win it, and I know you will too. One thing that's kind of a hidden silver lining in all the polls we see out there, and you know, the media have this narrative going now that, oh, it's going to be a huge Republican victory, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is based on, well, first of all, they like that storyline, but secondly, it's based on polling that shows that Republicans are going to turn out in historically unprecedented amounts and Democrats are not going to. But the silver lining is that there is almost no partisan defection now. Democrats are going to go out there and vote for Democrats. And the only reason we ever lose in Louisville and in Kentucky is because Democrats go out and vote like Republicans. But that's not going to happen this year. Democrats know what is at stake. Working families know what's at stake. And I know that we'll be able to count on you to get out and help us get out the vote on November 2nd. It's really critical. We've had, I think, a very good partnership in this state and in this community over the last few years. Steve Beshear, Jerry Abramson, and I have worked together with many members of the General Assembly. We've gotten a lot of stuff done. We've got something going on at GE that's fantastic. We've got things going on at Ford that are terrific. We've done things for our veterans that are unprecedented. We can keep that partnership alive. We can elect Greg Fisher, who will be a great partner as mayor of Metro Louisville. He's going to talk to you next. And we can elect Jack Conway, because if we can elect Jack Conway in the United States Senate, it neutralizes Mitch McConnell. It neutralizes Mitch McConnell. And believe me, as I've said many times, I'm so glad I got publicity for it. Mitch McConnell is the most devious public official I've ever seen in my life, and I've been at this game a long time. Mitch McConnell knows how to be technically accurate and extremely dishonest. And he does it day after day after day. He does it on the floor of the Senate, he does it on Meet the Press, he does it wherever he is. He does not know how to tell the truth. The truth is that we can have an economy that works for everybody. We don't have to keep cutting taxes for the Koch brothers and all those people. We don't have to keep bending over for the oil companies and Wall Street and Goldman Sachs. We can have a better economy, a better country, and I'm committed to fighting for that, and I can't tell you how much your support over the last 4 years has meant to me. So let's get out and have a big victory on November 2nd. Thank you for all you do for Louisville, for Kentucky, and again, don't give up the fight. There's too much at stake. God bless you all.
Okay, so is Congressman Hill here yet?